I know we played the ball in the back as well, so just seem to play that free central defence. Still got the captain's Burnley against Crewe, Division 1 action. Referee Graham Law's ready just to blow the whistle, get it underway. Burnley attacking left to right. They're underway. Robbie Blake knocks it back to Tony Grant. Long ball forward, looking for Chadwick's run, but Wright will just knock that back to his keeper, Clayton Ince, who volleys it into the stand. It'll be a throw into Burnley immediately. Camara quickly onto it to take, throwing it towards Chadwick, but it's good work here from Cochrane. Not fully headed away though here at the back, and Burnley could capitalise. It's a foul though. Ian Moore fouled his man. It's Foster there. A free kick to Crewe, just outside their own area. Wright with it, knocks it forward, looking for Ashton. But Grant onto it first. Camara will just keep that in play, I think. Be able to clear it left-footed. Looking for Ian Moore, but it's Wright that collects it comfortably. Drops it down for the midfield. It's come back all the way back here now to Stephen Foster. Ball forward down this left-hand side, which means Vaughan can collect it. Not forward. That's intercepted comfortably by Chaplow. Grant just knocks it back to Camara. It's a good touch from Tony Grant. Time now for Guinea International. Knocks it forward for him. Let's pull the ball. Ashton will pick this up. Feeds Jones immediately. Chance for Jones. He's cut inside on his left foot. Scuffed the shot. Wide of the target. But that was a scare. We gave Jones too much room.
Yeah, I think he just turned May there, really, and May weren't expecting that. But he scuffed his shot well wide, and he really should have done better, the young lad.
Yeah, it was had a bit of time. Left foot shot. It was a poor effort wide of Jensen's left-hand post. So that was a chance perhaps for Crewe early on. Burnley will need to settle a little bit. There's Jensen with the goal kick down the right-hand side for Little. Flicks it on. It should be comfortable in the end for Foster. Ball forward for Jones. Ashton on the break here, but David May comes across to win the ball. That's appeals for handball, not given. Passes it on to Camara. Camara onto Chadwick down that left-hand side. Chance for Luke Chadwick to have a run. He's come inside. He's got West available. Uses him nicely. It's good play from Burnley coming forward. Bang on the halfway line. Gives it back to Chadwick. West has gone again for the return. Chadwick's down this right-hand side now. Uses Glen Little. Little trying to keep hold of the ball. Uses Chadwick again. Goes again, does Little. Not sure he'll get there ahead of Foster. Does do. Just manages to make it by the byline. Tries to beat his man. Hasn't won a throw-in though. Crewe do well. But Little wins the ball back. Is that in the corner? No, not given. Entire ball wasn't out. Vaughan forward. It's a nice ball forward. Branch quickly onto it. Uses West. West back to Branch. Goes again, does West. He'll keep this in play just about. Hooks it forward. Ian Moore will chase. Foster will clear left-footed. Good clearance. Finds Ashton. Ashton trying to help it on. But here's Tony Grant for Burnley inside the Crewe half. Little forward towards Blake. That's a good turn from Robbie Blake. He fancies a run here. Looks to use Ian Moore down this right-hand side. Ball in from Ian Moore. It's cut out by the defender. Corner for the Clarets. And that was a good move.
Yeah, it was. Just released him just at the right time. Morrow running onto it. Good low ball down and a good interception from the keeper. I think it was Chaplow in the middle waiting.
Yeah, Chappie was in the middle, but Burnley have taken it quickly. Blake trying to give it back to Little. The defender slipped. Puts a cross in, headed away in the end by Wright, but not fully cleared. Chance to get it away even more, and there's a good clearance in the end. Lucky one maybe. Ricks comes away with the ball. Burnley under under pressure here. There's men on the far side if Ricks can find them. Jones, in fact, Jones knocks it back to Cochrane. Cochrane just trying to have a run here, this former Hayes player. Nice ball forward, looks to find Ashton. Ashton can't turn Chaplow, but does do eventually. Looks to feed the full-back Wright coming forward. Good work from Camara. Concede to corner. He'd no option in Camara.
No, good. He had to turn and be quick then, but he just poked it out for a corner and certainly broke very quickly, Crewe then.
Yeah, so a corner for Crewe, almost immediately after that Burnley corner. And they've got Ben Ricks going over there to take it. Young David Vaughan with him as well. So those two are left-footed, so it would be an in-swinger. Burnley need to mark well here. Ashton's in there. Foster's come as well. It's headed away eventually by David May, but not cleanly. Might just fall here for Brammer. Glen Little's chasing it. Knocks it back to Cochrane. Cochrane will fancy a run here down the centre of the Burnley defence. Passes it on to Ricks. Ricks on here as well. Chance for Crewe. Shot left-footed, but it's a comfortable take in the end by Brian Jensen. It was Vaughan that had the shot. A good throw out from Jensen. He's found Chadwick in space. This is an open game. Started really brightly. Chadwick's down that left-hand side. Looks to try and feed Ian Moore. Ian Moore just about collects it. Gives it back here to Chaplow. Chaplow short to Blake. Blake looking for options. Might fancy a shot here. Right-footed. A good effort. Just wide of the target. Quick feet, Robbie Blake, and that was a good effort.
It certainly was. Like you say, just wide of the upright. Managed to work his way inside. Got it onto his right foot. Good shot. Like you say, pretty good open game so far. It's opening 5 minutes.
It is. It's a good game of football. Both sides looking to attack. Play it on the floor. And that's going to suit Burnley today. 4-5-1. Robbie Blake keeping that position in midfield behind Ian Moore. Was so successful at Gillingham. It created so many chances. But unfortunately, Paul Weller not available today because of injury. But Richard Chaplow in there. As Andrew told you earlier, keen to get his place back. That's a good throw towards Ian Moore. He's collected it. Looked bright, does Ian Moore. Puts the ball into the box. Comfortable take in the end for Clayton Ince. Bright yellow jersey, out of it very quickly. Collected it just by the penalty spot. Rolls it out for Eddie Moses. Moses on to the very, very highly rated Stephen Wright. Ball forward from him. Looking for Jones. Good header won by Branch. Flicked on by Chadwick for Blake. Blake ran into Cochrane there, unfortunately. Ball forward towards Steve Jones. He's got numbers with him. Rick's trying to get up there and support, and it is Ricks that's collected it. Looking to try and turn. Have a shot perhaps with his left foot. He's a good player, this lad. Gives it to Jones. Jones with a shot right-footed. Comfortably blocked by May. And Burnley on the counter-attack here. It really is a very, very open game. Here's Glen Little on the halfway line. West trying to go on the overlap. He's offered himself. Wants to cut inside now. It's a ball. Just overhit in the end, and Vaughan will have time to turn. He has. Good work from Dean West. Kept at his man, kept chasing, and that's what we want to see from Dean West.
Yeah, the defender just turned into West then, and he managed to get him a block and knock it back onto the defender. Like you say, it could have been easy for him to give up then because the ball was quite away in front, but battling kept hold and did well.
Yeah, it's got as a corner. Blake with it, putting towards Chaplow. Chaplow with a header, well wide of the mark. In fact, it's going to go out for a throwing on the far side, but good to see Richard Chaplow in the middle of it there. Got up above everybody else. It was a glancing header, well wide of the target. Throwing to Crewe. I said in preview, 9 league games here previously. Burnley won 4, 2 wins for Crewe. And that high scoring draw last time out, 3-3. Burnley happy to get a point in the end, courtesy of Andy Payton late on. That's Camara to Grant. Grant, good ball back to Branch. Just asked a lot of him, but Branch knocks it back on to May. Here's Grant again. He's got Cochrane with him. That's a good ball forward towards Chadwick. Chadwick's overhit that. No chance of Chaplow getting on the end of it. Through to Clayton Ince. Lively stuff. Certainly the Burnley fans applauding it. They've enjoyed it so far. Ince with this drop kick forward towards Ashton. May will win the header, nods it back to Brian Jensen. Looked in command of that one. It's against a very good young striker in Dean Ashton today. It's rolled out to Camara. Camara trying to get it down towards Blake. Goes the centre circle. It's flicked on by Blake. Finds Dean West. West forward for Little. Little down this right-hand side, almost hugging the touchline. Comes inside now. He's beaten a couple of men. Has to turn back though. Leaves it for Robbie Blake. Blake spotted Chadwick in space. Chadwick takes it down nicely. Waits for Camara on the overlap. Gets it. That's lovely football. Camara can go to the byline here. Needs to cut this back. It's it low and I was going to say it's low and hard. It was higher than that. Ince took it comfortably. Camara's great coming forward, but that final ball is disappointing.
Yeah, he had 3 or 4 Burnley players in the box waiting, and so instead of trying to pick one up, he just tried to get it in. I think squeeze it in the near post really, but You see, it ever so well took 2 players out with that run and left him free.
Yeah, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Perhaps it was an effort. In strongly there is Chadwick, knocks the ball forward. It'll go through to Ince. Maybe that was an effort from Camara. I'm doing him an injustice. I was looking for the ball across the face of goal. Maybe he spotted Ince coming off his line and had a dip. Here's Foster for the visitors. He scored here 2 years ago. He's going to get it back from Brammer. Has a look up, spots Vaughan down this left-hand side. Another product of the youth system at Crewe. 7 of this side have come through the ranks. There's Foster, another one forward towards Ricks. Ricks on to Vaughan, down this left-hand side. Vaughan inside, it's a nice ball for Brammer. Chance here, right foot shot, but it's gone straight at Brian Jensen. Made sure he'd covered it, got his body behind it, rolls it out immediately for Chadwick. And that's a good move because Chadwick's already got into the Crewe half. Collects the ball, has a look back inside, uses Camara. It's good football from Burnley, back with Chadwick. The pace is quick. Camara forward again to Chadwick. Chadwick skips past his man. Thought he got caught there. That is a foul. The referee waited to see if Burnley got an advantage. No doubt about it in the end. Free kick for the Clarets. Taken by Blake quickly. Trying to put a ball back in. Oh, and very nearly came off the defender. Don't know what Vaughan was doing. He's knocked it back to his keeper. Very nearly an own goal.
A good effort that. It's a good. I don't quite know what Blake was doing with his free kick. I don't know if it was a cross or a shot, but certainly hit him with some power, and say Vaughan had him scrambling a bit.
He did, yeah. Thankfully Ince could just reach for it. It's a long ball forward to Ashton. He couldn't take it down on the run. It was maybe a half chance there for him. Jensen was out of his goal quickly to pick it up. Here's Camara. Finds Blake. Playing in this sort of midfield role now. Uses Chadwick. Going to get it back as a man on. Didn't get the call there, perhaps Blake. It's Cochrane. On and down that right-hand side again. But Burnley battling to try and win it back. I think Richard Chaplow has fouled his man. Free kick for Crewe. Kenny Lunt getting the benefit of the doubt there. Chance then for a free kick for Crewe. They'll get numbers forward here. Foster just about to join the front line. It's Kenny Lunt with it. Just kept Stephen Wright back on Ian Moore for the moment. Swings in. Camara first to it. Clears it with his left foot. To the back to the taker, Kenny Lunt. And Burnley need to just be careful here. Branch has just pulled to the right-hand side. Wins the header, though, against Adi Moses. And that'll be a throwing to Crewe. Almost level with the Burnley penalty area. It's 0-0 here. Lively start to the game. Here's Vaughan. Vaughan back to the skipper, Brammer. Let's have a look up. Spots Ricks. Good work, though, from David May. Spotted that dummy, collected it, gives it to Robbie Blake. Blake has a look up, finds Chadwick in space down that left-hand side. Chadwick just takes it down with his chest. That's nice work. Chadwick could come inside, maybe have a dip here, right-footed. Scuff the shot. Comfortable take, though, in the end for Ince. I think Chadwick just needs to work on his shooting a touch.
Yeah, like you see, it's just scuffed it. Did ever so well to take it down on the chest, then come inside, and he'd done all the hard work, and you say the shot wasn't up to much.
Strong challenge from Dean West. Want a throwing down this right-hand side. I think the Crewe players picked up a knock, though. Referee Graham Laws across just to double-check. West went in full-blooded there. We're going to see retreating. Yeah, he's off the pitch. He should be dealt with off the pitch.
The referee seems to stop play despite him being off the pitch.
Yeah, West is just making that point to him. So look, you know, come on, we can play on here, I think. And eventually the referee agrees. Burnley have got the throwing. Young David Vaughan just getting treatment off the field of play for the moment. West with it. Well, they're not really able to do anything with it at the moment. He's thrown it forward towards Ian Moore. Ian Moore back to Blake. Blake on to Grant. A space for Glen Little down the left-hand side. Chadwick spotted it, but elected to knock it square for Camara. Camara on to Little. He's in the space. Uses Tony Grant just outside the centre circle. Well done, Grant. He spotted Chaplow in space down that left-hand side. Chaplow thinks about the cross. Has to come with the ball. Uses Grant, but that's a poor ball this time from Grant. He'll have a chance to make amends here. Hooks it down the right-hand side, looking for West. West will get there at the same time as Ricks and wins the throwing. It's a lively start from Dean West, getting involved, getting stuck in. Throws it back here to David May on his right foot. May, short ball for Blake, trying to turn immediately. Looks to try and free Camara. Asked a lot of the Guinea international, who sort of half dummied it, expecting the defender to come in. Looks to knock it forward for Chadwick. That was a flashy sort of flick on, but went out of play. And that'll be a throwing to Crewe. David Vaughan ready to come back on after running repairs. We've played 13 minutes. Burnley 0, Crewe 0. Remember, Burnley without a point at home this season. Just that win away at Gillingham. Grant's battling with his man. Gets the decision. Free kick to Burnley. Good to see Tony Grant getting stuck in.
Yeah, it certainly is. He seems to improve this last couple of matches after that rocket from Stan pre-season. And thankfully, he seems to be getting involved in taking control of that midfield again this afternoon.
Yeah, I thought he was one of our best players last Saturday. Again on Monday. Looks like he's working hard. Likes that 5-man midfield as well. Glen Little wins the header. Tucked away though in the end by Foster, but only as far as Grant. Header back in. Chaplow trying to win it, but the keeper will come out and collect this. Clayton Ince will come and collect it for Crewe. Trinidad and Tobago keeper, keeping Bancoli out of the side at the moment. Blackburn are leading at Chelsea, and that's Andrew Cole that's got that goal. And I'm sure we'll be keeping an eye on that during the course of the afternoon. Ball forward looking for Ashton. It's Branch that heads it on. May just about did enough to get there ahead of Steve Jones, but it's not fully cleared. Ball hooked back in again. West will just leave that for his keeper. Out very quickly there, Brian Jensen. Clears it left-footed, looking for a quick early ball for Ian Moore. And Moore can't win the header against Adi Moses. In there is Grant to try and win the next ball. Picked up a bang to the head. He committed the foul according to referee Graham Laws, and that'll be a free kick to Crewe. Dave Brammer with it, former Port Vale and Wrexham player. Leaves it in the end for Stephen Foster. Similar away strip to Burnley's. Just the darker shorts. Don't forget Burnley away next Saturday at Stoke. It's a long ball looking for Ashton, but he can't reach far enough to collect that. He'll go behind for a goal kick. They're a very workmanlike side, aren't they? 4-4-2, rigid 4-4-2, but they work very hard for each other. Yeah,
they certainly do, and that's the kind of team Dario Grody's always played, really. He's certainly a manager you've got to respect. He's been there, what, 19 years, 20 years this year, and they never seem to fail very much. It's like Stan said, they don't care which division, whether it's second or first that they're in. They're just happy really with the players they've got.
Yeah, they do work hard. That clearance hits the defender. Chance for Burnley here. Ian Moore puts the ball back in. Oh, it's just beyond Richard Chaplow. Maybe we should have had a dip, maybe when the keeper hit the defender with the clearance.
Yeah, I thought Blakey was going to have a dip there, and instead he laid it through to Ian Moore, and Ian Moore's cross just missed Chaplow.
Yeah, by that time the keeper had got back 5 yards. Maybe it was a first-time effort from Robbie Blake that was required. But here's Dean West, just stabs that ball forward looking for Ian Moore. It's going to fall again for West. West having a look up. Chaplow was making a move. Here's Tony Grant, ball forward for Chaplow. He won't get there ahead of the keeper. It's Clayton Ince's ball. Ince will roll it out for Vaughan. It's still 0-0 here. 1 or 2 chances for each side. Ricks back inside for Brammer. He sits just in front of the back four. Gives it to Adi Moses. Onto the youngster Justin Cochrane that they've signed from Hayes. Back to Stephen Wright. Wright will knock it back to the keeper, Clayton Ince. This time on his right foot. He's got time. Clears it inside the centre circle. Grant wins the header. But it's again next one for Adi Moses. Good strong challenge from Graham Branch. Wins the ball and finds Glen Little with the header. Back towards Chadwick. Chadwick's got options with Camara on the overlap. Camara look to try and take on Stephen Wright here. Puts a cross in left foot. It's a good effort. Clayton Ince diving to his left-hand side. It looked like Mo Camara had a dip there, and it was a good shot.
Yeah, it was. It certainly spilled it, did Camara, and did Ince even, and it's another good shot from Mo Camara.
Yeah, I noticed it was 40-1 to get the first with claretsbet.co.uk, so perhaps he's had a quid or two on that. Here's Glen Little, waiting for West on the overlap, gets him, just knocks it back inside for Chadwick. Chadwick up against Cochrane, gives it to Blake. Blake back to West. West back to May. Square for Branch. Branch on his left foot, dummies it, but knocks it back to his keeper, and indicates then nobody was making a run forward, and Ian Moore was offside anyway, so it was good thinking from Branch. He knocks it back to his keeper. Well out of his area, clears it to Jensen, looking for Little, header won by Foster, but only as far as Blake. Blake might fancy a run here. The defender got back just to stop it. Might still fall for Chadwick. Chadwick just trying to run with the ball, knocks it forward to Little via a deflection. Little giving him back here, I think. Little knocks it forward towards Blake. Blake trying to turn his man. Feeds West. West can get a cross in here, low and hard. It's cleared by Cochrane, but only as far perhaps as Chadwick. Chadwick knocks it inside for Blake. Blake's got time here, finds Camara. It's great football from Burnley. Camara will look to come forward here. Already seen him a couple of times. Little takes a short ball. Little inside for Blake. Burnley keeping possession, but might lose out here, but Grant in strongly. Did really well, did Tony Grant. Knocked back to Branch by Glen Little. Good play from Burnley. Good possession football. Here's May. Knocks it square for Branch. Branch will have a look up. Blake wants it short. Knocks it long this time for the run of Ian Moore. Ian Moore won't get on the end of that. Eddie Moses will hook it away, but it'll fall for Blake. Blake, good first touch. Couldn't get past his man, though, and Crewe come away with the ball. Here's Steve Jones. Skip past his man, Branch. It's 2-on-2 here. West trying to cover back. Jones knocks it too far forward. Branch got back. Good work in the end from Graham Branch. He was beaten first time out, but got back well.
Yeah, he did. He had a little help from David May, but like you say, he did ever so well to get back and put a block in.
Yeah, Jones has picked up a knock for his trouble. Could be a Burnley throwing on that far side. That's the only downside of Camara busting forward Gazelle-like. It just can leave gaps at the back.
Yeah, it does. It leaves a bit short on that far side, and another stoppage here, like you say. I think it's the young striker injured again.
Yeah, it's the former Lee RMI striker. I understand he's got a knee problem, and he's hobbling at the moment. So not certain if he's going to be able to continue here. He's all right at the moment. Hobbling back into play. Could be a Burnley throw on that far side. Richard Chaplow just having running repairs whilst there was a stoppage. It's thrown inside for Tony Grant. Grant's got a bit of time, bit of space, has a look up. He's got Little down the right-hand side. Elects to look for him. But Little won't just keep it in, trying to flick it on to West. But away come Crewe with the ball. Chaplow can't stop his man here. It's Vaughan. Vaughan knocks in his side for Ashton. Ashton up against the centre of the Burnley defence. Might fancy a shot here. Knocks it square. Kenny Lunt with a chance perhaps. Trying to get it on his right foot. That's good work from Camara. Kept at him. Chaplow tries to win the next ball. Camara will be able to clear it or hit it against the defender. That's a real chance for Crewe if they can get a ball in. It's overrun. There'll be a goal kick for Burnley. Too fancy at the back. Camara needed to hoof that away.
Yeah, just tried to play a short ball out defence. It's never going to work, was that? And charged down well. He's going to have Alan Moore coming on by the looks of things. I'm not sure what here, but
there's an injury problem. I think there must be.
There must be. I just presume it's going to be either Chadwick or Little.
Yeah, I don't know who it is, but we'll just try and have a look around. Maybe it's Ian Moore. Maybe Ian Moore's not got over that hip problem.
Yeah, he seems to be moving quite freely, does Morrow, but so we'll have to see what happens when it goes out of play.
Yeah, we're waiting for the board to come up, but meanwhile Blake's played a lovely ball for Chaplow. Can he feed Chadwick on the overlap? Might fancy a dip himself on his left foot. Oh, it's a good effort, but just over the bar. He had options. It was a good shot in the end.
Yeah, good shot, yes. We're going to have a look now. I can't see the ball from here. It is Ian Moore, yeah. It looks as though it could be that hip problem.
Yeah, I wondered if he'd just recovered from that knock he got. We were doubtful whether he'd be able to make it. It was touch and go, but Ian Moore's having to come up, I'm afraid. Had that hip injury, obviously, on Monday, and it's Alan Moore that replaces him. We're short up front now.
Certainly are. We've only got Blake, really. He's a striker. And Alan Moore was meant to have a good game on Monday, Phil.
Yeah, he did. He came on and played quite well, so he's gone up front. He replaced Ian Moore that day. I'm not sure it's a role he's particularly familiar with, but we've got Alan Moore up front now. That's a long ball forward looking for Steve Jones. Branch does really well. It was his pace that got to it first, and he was able to let it go out of play. Had him for pace there, didn't he?
Certainly did. He started a good yard behind him as well, and steamed past him, just managed to block him off before the attacker could get to it.
Okay, so Burnley playing 4-5-1 now. Alan Moore's replaced his namesake, gone up front. It'll be a floating role, I guess, for Alan Moore. Try and play off both the central defenders. The ball's gone forward, looking for him to try and win it in the air. Foster was leaning over him, so it's a free kick for Burnley. Blake looking to take it quickly, having a look up, seeing what's on. Feeds it down that left-hand side for Chadwick. Chadwick trying to take it on the run, but it just bounced over his head. And that'll be a throwing to Alexandra. And they're just going to retrieve the ball themselves. Remember, Burnley away next Saturday. And Burnley away next Saturday at Stoke, of course.
This is also when he's winning the line too. It's an incoming call, isn't it?
It's in my pocket. Sorry about that, just lost the connection for a moment. But Burnley have got the ball. Dean West deep in his own half. There's that forward.
Long ball forward, but Blake trying to collect it. It's gone back inside for Cochrane. Cochrane with the ball forward, looking for Brammer. That's a ball. Is Ashton offside? He is. That's a shot anyway, but he was a yard or two offside. Just caught as a touch square there. Unfortunately, the flag went up.
Yeah, certainly. I think we were a bit flat there at the back, and nobody seemed to be watching Ashton, and he snuck in at this near side, and thankfully the liner on the far side spotted his run was an offside run, and put his flag up to build the creek there.
Yeah, we would have been. Yeah, he's still only a young lad, Dean Ashton, only 19. He got his first league goal against Burnley when we played at Gresty Road a couple of years back. It was 4-2 that day, a game of 4 penalties. This ball has gone all the way through to Clayton Ince. It's 0-0. Burnley 0, Crewe Alexandra 0. We've had some good forward play. 25 minutes played. Flicked on by Ashton. West to it first. Chaplow trying to win the next ball. Remember, Burnley have made a substitution already. Ian Moore's had to come off. Camara trying to battle against Cochrane. Lost out on this occasion. That's a ball forward looking for Ashton. He's got Ricks and Jones in the middle. Just holding on to the ball for the moment. Uses Cochrane. Skips past Chaplow. Might look to get a ball in. It's hit Branch. It's gone behind for a corner. Crewe's second of the game. Robbie Blake will just stay forward on this one. Everybody else back to try and defend the corner. Lacking some big lads in there at the moment. Difficult in these situations. Ashton and Foster will look to attack it. It's gone short. It's flicked on. Might fall for Foster. Short right-footed. Well wide of the mark in the end. But he should have done better with that, Foster.
He really should. He's kept it down. He's just not got it on target.
Cochrane hooks the ball over his head. Branch wins the next header against Ashton. He's fouled his man. Liverpool-born defender just pushed into him, perhaps. That'll be a free kick for the Grey of Crewe. Men coming forward. Foster getting forward again. Moses in there once more. Burnley just kept Alan Moore on it. It's a good swinging free kick, headed away by Camara. Chadwick to the loose ball first. Has to turn back inside. Uses Camara. Camara with a long ball forward. Alan Moore will do well to reach this. Just challenge. Wins the header. To flick on towards Blake. Blake can't win the next ball though, unfortunately. Hooked away from Crewe. They've had a better 5 minutes or so. And then West just comes back to cover here. Has to knock it out for a throw-in. Crewe have looked strong in the last few minutes.
Yeah, they certainly have been under the cosh for a good 5 minutes before, and they're coming back very strongly now, the visitors.
Yeah, Burnley's, well, the nearest they came to a goal was David Vaughan. Very nearly put it through his own net. It was a comfortable save in the end for Ince. I'm sure that worried the away fans. Here's Vaughan trying to take on Glen Little. Role reversal there. It's hit Glen Little. David May will look to try and keep it in. He hasn't managed it. It's a corner for Crewe. Came off Glen Little's boot. Again, it's Ricks and Vaughan that come to take it. It's down this left-hand side, so it'll be an away swinger as far as Brian Jensen's concerned. They do fancy the short one. Burnley need to defend it well here. Brian Jensen moving around just on his goal line. It is an in-swinger though this time. Branch with the header away. Burnley need to try and win the next ball. Blake does battle to win it. It's got a knock in the face for his trouble. Alan Moore can't win it against Cochrane. Chadwick coming in to try and win the next ball. Camara trying to hook it away. This is Chadwick on the ball now. Knocks it forward towards Alan Moore. Knocked back towards the keeper, Clayton Ince. And it's going to be cleared by Foster. Down this left-hand side now for the full-back Vaughan. Back inside for Ricks. Grant wins the ball. Chaplow in there battling as well. It's knocked forward towards Glen Little. Team West getting forward. Bit of space for Dean West. Might fancy a dip. Just knocks it short for Glen Little. Little trying to turn on his right foot. He's got Blake with him. Back-heeled it for Blake. But that's meant that the defender's in. Knocks it forward to Steve Jones. Jones up against May. May's done well. Concedes a throw-in. Just apologies. I'm having two problems with the line, but we're not with you now. It's a throwing back towards Foster. Foster with a long ball forward, looking for Ashton. Ashton flicks it on. Jones up against West here. West should get there first. Knocks it back left-footed for Jensen. Jensen on his left foot, uses Camara. Camara hasn't got time though here because Ashton's onto him quickly. Knocks it forward to Chadwick. Chadwick skips past his man, looking for help from Alan Moore. Moses in quickly. That ball forward should be won by Wright. It's a good header forward from him. And Crewe looking to attack here. Burnley need to get goal side of him. Grant had a nibble. Does win the ball back though superbly, does Grant. Well done in the end, Tony Grant. Good to see him getting involved.
It certainly was. Like you see, he had a nibble the first time, and the second time, lucky, he got in with a very strong challenge.
It's with Camara. Camara inside now for Grant. Ashton trying to work back on him as well. That's a good ball from Grant. Finds Little. West has gone forward. Oh, Little look to try and give it him. Way under hit. Gives the ball away to Vaughan. And Vaughan's got time here to clear it. Looks for help from Ricks. Chaplow in strongly. Will be cleared in the end. Eventually by Foster. Ashton thought he was fouled by Branch. Branch having none of it. And more importantly, the referee neither. Still 0-0. Here's West. Knocks it forward for Blake. Blake trying to turn. Uses Chaplow. Chaplow's got time. There's Chadwick in acres of space. Chaplow spotted him. Great ball. Chadwick now needs to get a quality ball in here. Blake's gone short to try and pick it up. Might still fall for Chadwick. Puts a cross in. Chaplow tried to win the header, but it'll break down this left-hand side for Ricks. Ricks looks up. Finds Ashton. Ashton has just broken away from the front line. He's up against Dean West for the moment. He has got some support, but having to go alone just for the moment. Uses Steve Jones, his striking partner, down this left-hand side. Haven't got many numbers up just at the moment. Trying to take on David May. Puts a good cross in. It just went beyond everybody. Branch just knobs it down. Camara will keep it in play. Come away with the ball. Just about dealt with that in the end. Was a little bit nervous. Here's Camara. Ball forward, looking for Alan Moore. Remember, he's placed Ian Moore. That knock to the hip, not fully recovered from it. Here's Blake. It's a lovely ball from Blake. Finds Little. Little tearing down this right-hand side. Might fancy a run at David Vaughan here. Has he got past him? He tries to go on the outside of him. Hasn't as yet. Still got the ball at his feet. Cuts to the byline, looks for help, finds it with Blake. With him is Alan Moore. Alan Moore just knocks the ball inside, looking for Chadwick. Didn't quite work. It's hooked away eventually from Crewe. David May wins the header. Cushion header, finds Dean West. Good possession here from Burnley. West on to Chadwick. Chadwick might have a run here down this right-hand side. He's got Little on the overlap. Uses Blake. Blake might fancy a dip on his left foot. He's going to be crowded out here. He just wanted it for too long. That's a foul anyway. Blake on his mark. Just wanted the ball for too long, I think, there, Robbie Blake.
Yeah, so many times we've said that this season. He should have really just had a shot, but it's in the end charged down. He's committed a foul.
Yeah, cries of shoot, shoot, shoot from the James Hargreaves stand. They've got a point. You really, once you see an opening, you've got to have a dip. Started to do that on Monday at Gillingham. And that's when you can make your possession count. Here's Luke Chadwick, ball forward from him, very neatly led in Alan Moore. It's intercepted by the impressive Stephen Wright. Throwing to Burnley. Camara ready to take this. Short forwards Alan Moore. He gets it to Chadwick, just about. Chadwick's on the run here, uses Alan Moore. Can Burnley get a cross in? I don't know if we've got numbers in the box. Alan Moore just has to hold on to it for the moment. He's got Chadwick there just on the edge of the box. Dummied for Grant. Grant flicks it on for Blake. Trying to find a 1-2. Can Tony Grant have a shot here? It's blocked. Blocked well by the defence. Here's Camara. Just knocks a short ball forward for Alan Moore. Hasn't got a lot of support. Knocks it wide towards Chadwick. Goes again. Quick 1-2. Chadwick in a bit of space down that left-hand side. Needs to get past his man. He's won a throw-in. It's a good effort from Tony Grant, but it was blocked.
Yeah, he just pulled the trigger and unfortunately blocked at the first man, but I say worked his way into space well there, and a spotting ball forward then from Alan Moore.
Yeah, it's just came and took the short throw in and knocked the ball too far in advance of Camara. So possession given back to Crewe. It's 0-0 here. Crewe deep in their own half. They'll be able to come out now, I would imagine. Moses will feed Foster. Vaughan at left back's going to collect the ball here. He's going to have a look up. Long ball forward, but Branch should intercept it. Takes it down comfortably. Feeds Chaplow. Chaplow on nicely to Blake. Alan Moore's making a run across the front line, but here's Tony Grant. Grant's got Little available, and West as well. West dummies the ball. Little, conventional right wing position now, trying to get the better of his man. Vaughan's done well, and it's a corner to Burnley. Vaughan sticking to him really tightly. Little did well to get a corner in the end.
Yeah, he did. He tried to put a low cross in again, and Vaughan's been quite impressive this first half, apart from his own goal almost.
Yeah, he just play midfield normally. That's why they've signed the guy from Stockport. Short corner taken quickly. Here's Little. Little just trying to have a run here. It's going to fall for West. It's a poor effort from West. Dragged it well wide, and Ashton thinks he can come out now almost single-handedly and have a run at the Burnley defence. That's a good tackle from Tony Grant. Wins the ball. Referee's happy. Burnley come away with it again. It's with Grant once more. Uses Camara. Camara back to Branch. Ashton chasing hard here. It's gone across square to May. May back inside for Grant. That's a good ball forward. Finds Blake. Blake just trying to turn his man. Has he been able to? He has. Just about. Comes away with the ball. The man's back at him though, and he loses out. There's a foul. Bit unlucky, I thought there, Eddie Moses.
Yeah, I thought Blake was slightly lucky to get the foul. I think he lost control of it. And what a free kick!
Quick free kick. Branch has found Little in space. Can Burnley convert this? Ball back in towards the box. Clayton Ince came, punched the man, I think, rather than the ball. Has it come off Alan Moore? It's gone to the floor. Or is it a little bit worried about bangs to the head? It's been given as a goal kick. I think Ince punched the ball on the man as well.
He did. He's up and he seems all right now. Alan Moore, he's shitting off that knock. He's quite a big lad, he's Clayton Ince. I presume he's got quite a bit of power behind that.
Yeah, he's a massive keeper. I remember a sensational save from Dean West when we were there last time. Villa are leading Leicester by 2-0. It's still 1-0 for Blackburn at Chelsea. We'll just keep an eye on that score, of course. Not too much happening in the first division from what I can see. Just about goalless everywhere, I think. It's Burnley on the attack. Grant, ball forward to try and find Alan Moore. Can Alan Moore collect this? The defender did well. Won the battle against Alan Moore. Kept strong. Here's Stephen Wright. Hits it against Chadwick. And that'll be a Crewe throw-in. Could have done with Ian Moore through on that ball.
Yeah, I think Ian Moore's just got a bit more pace than Alan Moore. And like I say, defended him well, though, to keep getting back.
Yeah, we're just disappointed that Ian Moore couldn't run that injury off. Had 1 or 2 runs early doors, but obviously not comfortable. Got the signal to the bench he needed replacing. Clearance, and it's flicks off Chaplow's head to Steve Jones. This is a chance here for Crewe to get a cracking. Ball forward from Lunt, finds Ashton. Ashton with the shot, dragged it wide of the target. Jensen diving to his left-hand side. Good effort, but never looked like it was going to trouble the goal.
No, certainly not. Just dragged it wide again, and Daniel O'Grady a bit disappointed with Ian Ashton. He's had 1 or 2 efforts which he's dragged wide now.
Yeah, I think he's picked up a neck injury in the process as well. Doesn't look too comfortable. I thought he'd just put his head in his hands initially, but perhaps picked up a strain. Little just trying to flick that on. Here's Vaughan. Vaughan with the ball forward. Finds Ashton. Coming away from May. That's Camara in strongly to win it. Here's Grant. Not a lot happening for him up front, so he has to just go back and use Dean West. West will knock this forward. Looking for a run from Alan Moore, but it'll be comfortable for Stephen Foster. He's to it first, left-footed. Ashton should win this header. Flicking it on for Jones. Just went beyond Jones and Branch. Here's Camara. He's got a bit of time for once here. He's got Chaplow making a run forward. The ball's gone inside though for Alan Moore. Had to stretch to try and win it. Couldn't do. It's knocked back to the keeper, Clayton Ince. Right-footed. Branch just going to try and get to it first here. Who just died a touch there, but did well enough in the end. But looking to try and attack here now a Crewe. Ball forward from Cochrane, finds Jones. Lay off for Ben Ricks. Ricks on his right foot this time. Looks to just knock it down the right-hand side for Lunt. Wright's getting forward. Ball in for Jones. Might still fall for Wright. It's a good challenge from David May. Won the ball inside the area. Couldn't make any mistakes. Brammer knocks it down the right-hand side. There's an offside there against Stephen Wright. Good challenge from David May.
Like I say, couldn't really afford to make any mistakes inside the box, and ever so well timed it to perfection, and I think we'll deal with that quite comfortably again.
Yeah, David May's looking better with every game, and he looked in control of the situation there. Ball forward from Jensen. Alan Moore trying to win it. Foster gets to it first. That's Grant, just heads it forward. Next header from Moses. Lunt will take this down on his chest. Ball forward, looking for Jones. Branch looking for his keeper. Wasn't going to come there, Brian Jensen, and rightly so. Clears it though, left-footed in the end as Jensen. Forward towards Alan Moore. Battle with Ada Moses. West wins the next header. Alan Moore will be first to this. Tries to take it down for Blake. Forward again for Alan Moore. Couldn't take it under control on the run. But here's Camara for Burnley. Up against Lunt. Back inside for Chaplow. Chaplow's done well here. He's battled to win the ball. Had to knock it back to his keeper. Didn't have any choice. It's in the safe feet of Brian Jensen. Forward from the big Dane, looking for Blake, but a comfortable header from Foster. Burnley not winning anything up front. Grant trying to flick it on. Branch to it first, this time right-footed. It's Little up against Vaughan. Little gets there first. Vaughan stepped off him a little bit there. Chance here for Burnley perhaps. Ball forward, looking for Blake. Chance for Blake to get a ball in. Right-footed, high and wide into the Crewe fans. I'm sure he was trying to put that in for a cross.
Yeah, I just think he got his feet in a muddle there, and like you say, it's a bit worse than it probably was, but disappointing again. It's a good move, good ball into to Blakey from Chaplow, from Chadwick even, and just feel we're wasting chances again today.
Yeah, we're not really not looking lethal in the box, I don't think. It's 0-0 still. Got about 6-7 minutes to play in this first half. Ashton trying to take that on control. Gives it Jones in the end. May in strongly. It might fall for Cochrane. He's been lively today. Branch just about reached that. Jensen comes out of his goal. It goes over everybody. Bizarre situation. Wide of the goal in the end. And Branch there to clear it. It certainly got a bounce beyond Jensen. I can only assume he knew what he was doing, but here's Chadwick on the run down that left-hand side. Hasn't got a lot of support. Stephen Wright's up there to try and block him. He's run into him in the end. It's a free kick on the way of Crewe. And I think Chadwick was just felled after the decision had been taken. The referee on hand just to explain why he's given that. It's a free kick to Crewe. Bizarre incident that bounced over Jensen.
He seemed to go running out, and then the backspin took it over him, and thankfully wide of the goal, but it's certainly very bizarre. He seemed to get a challenge off me and scooped up over Jensen, and Branchy back to pick up the piece again.
Yeah, he did well in the end, Branchy. It wasn't a problem after it bounced over Jensen and beyond the goal. Throwing just in front of the Crewe technical area for the visitors. Taken quickly. This is Brammer on the ball. Just knocks it back for Moses. Moses on to Wright. Wright at right back, but plays that forward with his left foot. May with the header away. Battle here for Blake. He might fall for Grant. That's good control from Grant. Finds Little onto Blake quickly. Inside the centre circle now, Blake. Has a look around. Finds West. Overlapping down this right-hand side. West cuts back inside beyond Ricks. Uses Blake. Blake's got Grant available, but knocks it back towards Branch. Just inside the Crewe half. That's a good run from Branch. He's got Camara on the overlap. Uses Camara. Camara back here for Chadwick. Branch needs to get back in position here. Here's Chadwick. Might fancy a run down the middle. Might be a chance here for Luke Chadwick. Looks to feed Chaplow. Chaplow, quick feet. His shot's blocked. Oh, it might have fallen for Blake. It's under his foot. And Crewe come away with the ball. It's good play from Chaplow. It's given away though here to Glen Little. Little for Grant. Grant forward towards Little. Oh, it's just beyond him. Ashton comes away with the ball. This could be dangerous. Ricks will feed Steve Jones. Steve Jones, now a Northern Ireland international, having a run at David May. Might try and fancy getting on his right foot. It's a great block from David May. He's just picked up a knock, unfortunately, in the process. Let's hope he's okay. It's a good block from David May. Let's hope he's okay.
Yeah, he's just feeling his ankle there, and Glen a little furious with to Chaplow that he didn't put him in, but Chaplow, I think, just not taking any notice of him. It's let Glen have his rant and carry on, I think.
Yeah, Chaplow's had a decent half for my money. I'm just worried now about David May. He's picked up a knock to his left foot when he made that block. Let's hope the former Blackburn and Manchester United player can run it off. Clearance forward from Jensen. There's an offside flag here. A sense against Alan Moore. So it'll be a free kick to Crewe. It's 0-0 here. Just over 3 minutes of the half to play. Remember, Crewe promoted from the second division last season. They've already won 2 games this season. Good draw against Millwall as well. Just that one defeat away at Wimbledon on the opening day of the season. Branch wins that header. Little down that left-hand side now, trying to keep it in play. Hooks it forward for Alan Moore. Hasn't managed to do that. It's a throwing to Crewe. They've perhaps had the majority of possession in the last 20 minutes or so. Here's Stephen Wright. Ball in from him. Dealt with by May. He'll need to get to the next ball. Just knocks it forward for Chaplow. He's been fouled anyway. The referee said there's no advantage come of that. Stephen Jones was pulling at David May. And that'll be a free kick to Burnley. Keeper Jensen ready to take it. We're playing 4-5-1 at the moment. Alan Moore up on his own. Ian Moore not able to continue after 21 minutes. Jensen with it. One ball forward from him. Little flicks it on. Looking for Blake. Blake might still get on the end of this, but Foster to it first. Foster just needs help from Vaughan. Strong challenge from Alan Moore. He's given away a throw-in. getting involved. Difficult role for Alan Moore up front in his own because he's not used to that.
No, he's more of a midfielder, or a winger really, and it will take him a while to adapt to being certainly a lone front man. And I say difficult, but he seems to be handling it pretty well.
Yeah, let's hope if chances fall to him, he's able to take them. Camara inside for Chadwick. It's hit the defender, gone out for throwing on that far side, just in front of Stan Ternent. Throwing to the Clarets. Remember, we've lost our last 3 at home. Haven't won at home since Gillingham. We won 2-0. Diallo and Taylor that day. Both those two, I'm afraid, have left the club. So we're battling on. It's a decent performance from the lads so far, but here's Ricks. Ricks uses Kenny Lunt, goes again, does Ricks. Grant went with him, but that was a poor ball, and Burnley come away with it. Here's Glen Little. Little having a look up. He's got Chaplow with him, he's got Blake with him, West coming on the overlap. It's waiting a long time for West to get forward, but West has done it. Puts the ball in right-footed, deep towards the back post, towards Chadwick. Header away from Stephen Wright. Blake will pick up the loose ball. Uses Tony Grant. Might fancy a dip here, Tony Grant. Scuff the shot, well wide of the target. Has to have a go in those circumstances, but it wasn't a good effort.
Well, something like he's always curling wide, I think, there, and it's a disappointing effort from Grant, but it's good to see him having a try.
Yeah, very nearly scored here for Man City. I remember it was Gordon Armstrong that handled it. Got a straight red in that game against Manchester City. We need Grant to be scoring. He's only got 1 in his Burnley career. That was against Coventry here. Goal kick taken by Clayton Ince. Ashton's just barged into Glen Little. There's only one way that decision was going to go. It's a Burnley free kick just outside the centre circle. David May with the ball. Knocks it long, looking for Chadwick. Chadwick up against Wright. Alan Moore in to try and win the next ball. I thought that was dangerous kicking, though, by the former Middlesbrough player. The referee agrees. Free kick then to Crewe Alexandra. Score remains 0-0. Stephen Wright back in the side after that calf injury, takes it. He's gone forward towards Ashton. Ashton chests it down nicely for Ricks. He's just got away from Tony Grant for the moment. Camara in strongly. The ball bounces luckily for Jones. Here's Lunt, might put a ball in here. He's got options inside. Looks for Ashton. Ashton with a header, but it's a poor one in the end. Well wide of the target. Goal kick for Burnley. Approaching half-time. I guess 0-0's a fair reflection of the play.
Yeah, both sides have had a couple of chances in front of goal, but neither really taking them with any conviction, and neither keep having much to do really, apart from a couple of crosses apiece and a couple of weak efforts. And I think both managers will be pretty happy, and I think Stan will just be bemoaning the fact that he's not got enough players.
Sunderland are leading at Bradford by 2-0. Here's Glen Little, finds Robbie Blake. Chance here for Burnley. Robbie Blake just couldn't transfer it to his left foot and have a shot. Long ball forward. David May just about manages to deal with it. He hit Branchy. Branchy coming away with the ball. Uses Camara. Glen Little again in space down this right-hand side, but it's knocked forward for Chadwick. Chadwick enjoying a bit of space, puts the ball in, but it's a poor one. Vaughan should deal with this comfortably. And just cakes it out of his area, has a look up, waits to see where Ashton is, but that's the half-time whistle. Burnley 0, Crewe 0. Some applause around the Burnley sections. We battled hard. We didn't create a lot, though.
No, not creating a right lot, but 0-0 at half-time. We've done quite well to keep it at that. Both sides pushing forward, and a decent first half.
Yes, some good football played. Burnley came nearest to scoring, perhaps when David Vaughan almost put through his own goal on 10 minutes. Seemed to panic in front of goal, but his right foot shot was comfortably taken in the end by Clayton Ince. In 21 minutes, a good effort from Richard Chaplow, left-footed, just over the bar. And perhaps that's the nearest Burnley came to scoring in that first half. We'll leave you with the news at half-time that it's Burnley 0, Crewe 0. We'll be back for the start of the second half. Escaped on that occasion. Don't think we're going to see any changes for Burnley at half time.
I'm not sure. Let's see if there's any changes for anyone. Can't see at the moment because they're still mingling about on the pitch. But yeah, it certainly doesn't look like Burnley's going to make any changes. All 3 substitutes were out training, as were 3 Crewe subs during that first half, and I think it's actually worked from both sides.
Yes, it is. So Burnley a line-up like this. Brian Jensen in goal. Dean West, David May, Graham Branch and Mo Camara at the back. In midfield, Glen Little, Tony Grant, Richard Chaplow, Luke Chadwick and Robbie Blake. Up front on his own, Alan Moore. He replaced Ian Moore on 22 minutes. Like a reoccurrence of the hip problem for Morrow, so he's been replaced. The remaining subs are Burnley, Gnohéré, O'Neill and Scott. We're almost ready to get underway. Burnley be attacking right to left in this second half, so defending the cricket field stand. Crewe get us underway. It's gone all the way back here to Vaughan. He's been impressive in that first half. One ball forward looking for Jones, cleared by May. Ball back in immediately, some more work for May. Tried to knock it back to his keeper, couldn't manage it, and it's gone behind for a corner kick. So Burnley have to be careful here. They don't want to get caught cold.
Well, certainly not. Like you say, tried to knock it back to his keeper, but didn't quite get the angle right. But like you say, corner early doors.
Yeah, so a corner to the visitors. Plenty of action in there. It's gone towards May. May heads it away, but only partly. It's going to come back in again here from Kenny Lunt. Looks to dig across towards the far post. It's gone beyond everybody, apart from Ricks, who just about keeps it in. Good challenge, though, from Tony Grant. Wins the ball. Good ball forward as well. Finds Glen Little. That's a glorious ball for Glen Little. And Burnley on the rampage here. Chadwick trying to get forward. Alan Moore trying to get forward. It's fed towards Chadwick. Chance for Chadwick. Trying to pull the trigger. Hit the defender. It's gone behind for a corner. What a ball from Tony Grant.
Super. This was what, 30-40 yards. Good ball from Grant in the corner. Released Chadwick superbly. Glen Little and unlucky Burnley corner.
It was a great break. All started by Tony Grant. He's having a good spell for the Clarets at the moment. Robbie Blake takes it short for Glen Little. That's getting a touch predictable now. Back with Robbie Blake. Needs to dig out across here. It's got deflected into the arms of Clayton Ince. Comfortable catch for the big keeper. Snaffled that up. 20 clean sheets last season. Does dominate his area. And that's a clearance from him that David May's going to be able to pick up comfortably. Puts it forward immediately. Looking for Alan Moore. Alan Moore, a nice layoff, finds Robbie Blake. Just still Alan Moore up front of his own. I wonder if Blake could take that position up. Ball forward. Here's Jones. Jones on immediately to Kenny Lunt. Lunt just knock it down this left-hand side. This is Vaughan trying to get forward, almost on the overlap. Could get the better of Glen Little, and Glen Little fouled him, so it's a free kick for Crewe. Still 0-0 here. No bookings as well in that first half. But free kick here for Crewe in a dangerous position. Alan Moore was just about to stay up. He's coming back. Robbie Blake's going to go forward. Free kick then to Crewe. Wide on that left-hand side. He'll swing it in, Will Vaughan. It's gone towards the far post, but it's a comfortable take for Jensen. He comes and collects the ball. Rolls it out immediately for Chadwick. Good understanding between those two. Chadwick's on the rampage down this left-hand side now. Cuts inside, uses Chaplow, gets it back to Chadwick. Ball forward, looking for Alan Moore. It's cleared, though, by Kenny Lunt, but only as far as Tony Grant. Takes it down on his right foot, stabs the ball forward for Chaplow. Too much... I don't know, trying to play too much football there with Burnley, and Crewe come away with it. Here's Ricks on the halfway line. Looks to feed Jones. It's intercepted by West. West forward for Little. Goes again, does West. It's a good play between the two. It's left for Robbie Blake. Blake looks up immediately and then feeds Chadwick down this left-hand side. Camara trying to get up to support. Bombing down the left-hand side. Chadwick elects not to use him, comes inside, finds West. West back here to Tony Grant. Grant's got Little available down the right-hand side, uses him. Little, good ball, finds it up against Ricks for the moment. Can't just get past him for now. It might still fall for Glen Little. Ricks on the floor, chance for Burnley. Inside for Chadwick. Goes again for the return. Chadwick looks to use him. There's an offside. How could that be offside? We're playing on. There's total confusion there. The linesman elected to raise his flag. The ball never really went forward. But anyway, Crewe have got it. Down that left-hand side with Vaughan. Vaughan forward towards Brammer. Onto Cochrane, back to Brammer. Good play from the visitors. Ball forward. There's an offside flag here, probably against Ashton. It's a good break from Burnley early doors. We need more of that.
Yeah, certainly do. Like you say, in good numbers there, and it's a bit of confusion with the lines. I don't even think if he raised his flag properly, it's seemed waved away by the referee.
Little almost got the better of his man, but all he gets for his trouble is a throw-in. Halfway inside the Crewe half. Blake with the ball forward. Finds Chaplow trying to run across the back line. He's just holding on to it for the moment. Trying to get across in. Does he want a corner? He has. Good work from Richard Chaplow. The defender's not happy with the decision. The ball's thrown back and it hits him on the back of the head just to add insult to injury. It's a free kick, it's a corner I should say, for Burnley. Branch forward, May forward. Remember, May nearly scored at Gillingham. Chance perhaps for Burnley here. Ince will come and try and collect everything. It's a poor corner, hooked away at the near post, but only as far as Glen Little. Little puts the ball back in, nearly won by Alan Moore, eventually cleared. poorly by Ashton. Burnley will chase this. Grant picks it up, might find a chance on his right foot here. It's whipped away eventually by the Crewe defence. Camara will keep it in play. He's got Jensen with him. Knocks it back to his keeper. Burnley need to get on side here. David May needs to get on side. The ball's not short for West. May just stopping up for the moment. Here's West. Ball forward. Looking for May. May can win this header perhaps. It does do. Wins it. Might fall for Chaplow. Chaplow's just hustled off that. David May needs to get back now. Long ball forward looking for Ashton. Good interception from Graham Branch. Finds Luke Chadwick. Gets into the Crewe half. Perhaps it forward for Robbie Blake. Chance here for Burnley on the break. Perhaps here. Gets back to time for Chadwick. Chance for Chadwick. Good shot. And Ince just about reached to save it. Burnley's best effort of the half. Good save in the end by Ince.
Yeah, good flowing move. He's played the ball and then carried on running. Chadwick all slipped through, and like you said, it's nice to keep hold of it, the Trinidad and Tobago international.
Yeah, it looked like it was almost second attempt. Glen Little in his own half. Back to May, on to West. Only playing a bit of football here now. Here's Robbie Blake. Wanted too long on it there though, but Tony Grant comes to his help. He'll use David May, I would imagine, but chips it forward. Nice ball. Finds Little. Little can get forward with this now. He's got West on the overlap. Needs to use him. West needs to get a ball in here. It's gone short. Oh, it's a chance for Chaplow! Richard Chaplow's got it! His first league goal for Burnley. Great work down that right-hand side. It fell to him with his right foot, and he absolutely buried it past Clayton Ince. Burnley won 3-0.
Yeah, superb dummy by Alan Moore, I think it was. Just it came in, left it for Chaplow. Chaplow making no mistake. It's what Burnley deserved this second half.
Yeah, it's good to see Richard Chaplow scoring. He's done ever so well since he came into the side. And he absolutely buried that right-footed. Great work on that right-hand side. Credit Dean West for a good cross in. And Burnley have got that lead. And the place has lifted. You can sense a sigh of relief from everybody in the ground.
Yeah, certainly we played well, but we've not really created much. But like you said, good early cross from West. Step over from Alan Moore, and fantastic effort past the big man.
Well done to Richard Chaplow, but Crewe looking to try and get back in it straight away. Little flicks it away. There's the scorer, Chaplow. Hooks it forward, looking for Alan Moore, but Burnley having to defend deep at the moment. Cochrane looking short here for Lunt. Lunt on to Stephen Wright. Back here now with Brammer. Ball in. Stephen Jones just gets to it first, but he's had a looped high over the bar. Might have actually been Ben Ricks in there. Difficult to just pick those two apart. It was Ben Ricks' header high over the bar. You should be careful in these situations. You've got to defend while having taken the lead.
Yeah, certainly I've got to keep it tight at the back, like we did at Gillingham, and not let Crewe back into this. And like you say, you've got to keep pushing forward and try and bury this game, but not leaving gaps at the back. Yeah,
got to play it careful. We've got that five-man midfield, so that'll help. And that helps Richard Chaplow get forward perhaps a little bit. The lad looked absolutely made up to score the goal there. Almost crept in to join the attack. A good dummy from Alan Moore, and that helped Chaplow just thunder the ball past the keeper. Good ball here from Tony Grant down the left-hand side for Chadwick, but the bounce just took it over Chadwick's head. They're throwing to Crewe, level with their own penalty area. Two of the younger fans just on their feet just in front of me. They'll be happy that Burnley have notched the lead, and here's Richard Chaplow again. Gives it back to Chadwick just outside the area. On immediate for Blake. Blake will feed Glen Little here. Chance for Glen Little to make it two. Oh, he's did it over. That was a real chance. Great work from Robbie Blake. Little one-on-one with the keeper. He should have hit the target.
Yeah, he dragged him a bit wide there, and the keeper narrowed the angle, and credit to Clayton Ince. He did very well, but Glen Little really should have made him make a save.
Yeah, he ended up scooping it over the bar when he really should have hit the target and forced Clayton Ince into a save. And that had made all the difference. Branch comes to try and win this header against Kenny Lunt. It will fall for Chadwick. Chadwick just turns inside Dean Ashton. That's good skill from the lad from Manchester United. On a year's loan, of course, here. Here's Robbie Blake, deep in his own half. Tries to play a ball forward for Tony Grant. He's the furthest man forward. Miscue clearance. Alan Moore might fancy getting on the end of this. Trying to get it on his left foot. It's cleared eventually by Crewe. Long for Ashton. Oh, Branchy got underneath that. He's headed it back towards Jensen. Jensen gets to it first, head of Ashton. That was a real scare. Just in the end, we just about managed it.
Yeah, I think the ball was just a bit behind Branch when he got the header, so he didn't get much power on it, but to be fair to him, he did get something on it, and he had to.
Crewe got away here, trying to put a ball in, headed away by Branch again. Blake wins the next ball. Here's Glen Little, having a look at see where Alan Moore is, but that'll not find him. Cut out by Stephen Foster, very comfortably in the end. Here's Vaughan. Vaughan on for Ricks. Then Ricks, two-footed this lad, just tries to get on the outside of West, but West done well. Here's Glen Little, looks to release the ball. He's got options, and Chadwick down this left-hand side. And Camara bombing past him. That's great stuff from the Guinea international. Chadwick needs to give it him. Camara needs to put up a ball in here. Just at full stretch as he won himself a corner. He has. Great stuff from Mo Camara. Like a gazelle down that left wing. Corner to Burnley. This won't be a short one. David May looks like he's coming forward for it. Branch just stopped back for the moment. Not quite sure why that is, but Blake with the corner. It's aimed towards May. It's come beyond everybody. It's also a big handball. It's given. It's given. The linesman's flagged. Certainly looked like a handball. And that has been given. Burnley have got a penalty. It looked like it bounced awkwardly and hit his left hand.
Yeah, I think the referee was keeping an eye on it, and the linesman put his flag across his chest as they do to signal it's a penalty. It's a strong decision from the linesman. He didn't get any help from the referee. The referee was looking to him, and it could have been quite easy for him to bottle it, but he didn't. He's awarded the penalty. Robbie Blake's going to step up by the looks of things.
Yeah, remember he missed unfortunately at Chesterfield in that shootout. Let's hope he doesn't miss here. And it'll be Robbie Blake against Clayton Ince. Big lad is Clayton Ince. Blake needs to hit this low and hard. In comes Blake against Ince. He saved it. Oh dear. It wasn't the best of penalties perhaps from Robbie Blake. It's first time he's missed in the league. Dive to his right hand side, Ince. And it was a comfortable save in the end for the keeper.
Yes, it's like you say, not the best of penalties. It's saved though by the big man, like you say. He's got look, and he must be quite intimidating for the striker. But off lightly there, Crewe.
Right, goal kick to Crewe. That was a real chance for Burnley to get a 2-goal lead here. Camara gets under that with a clearance. Never looked awfully comfortable, Robbie Blake there. Usually he's very, very good from the spot, but remember he missed at Chesterfield in that shootout, and he missed here today. Here's Chadwick trying to just have a run at the defence. He's won another corner. Good work from Luke Chadwick. Burnley are having a good spell. We've got to get that second.
Yeah, he's just trying to get Branch up, and Slim's a bit short at the back, and it's Westy on his own. He's not keeping anyone up. Crewe, like I say, got to get his second try and get a bit of space between us and Crewe.
Swung in by Blake, but that's a comfortable take for the hero of the moment, Clayton Ince. Didn't have to do a great deal perhaps to save the penalty. Dived the right way. It wasn't in the corner. I said he had to be low and hard, and I meant that it really had to be against Clayton Ince. He's a big keeper, and he made a comfortable save. Here's West, just almost last line of defence at the moment. Clears it left-footed. Little trying to flick it on, but here's Vaughan. Thought about letting him go out of play, I thought there, but then he's eventually collected it on his left foot. Back inside for Cochrane. Cochrane's hit that against Chaplow. Chaplow's having a really good spell. Chadwick picks up the loose ball. Little's available. Back flick for Camara. Bombing down this left-hand side. Looks to have a shot. Nearly took Stephen Wright out with the full force of it. Cochrane's won the next ball, though, against Camara. Camara just had a tug of his shirt. The referee's happy to play the advantage and play on, but Tony Grant's nipped in to win the ball. Cleared by Foster. Here's Branch to win the next ball. Hooks it forward. That's gone out of play. And it'll be a throw-in for Crewe. We've played 58 minutes, 59 minutes now. Burnley leading by a goal to nil. That goal from Richard Chaplow on 52 minutes. But Burnley missed a penalty 4 minutes later. Saved by Clayton Ince from Robbie Blake. That ball forward from Foster. Ashton's got to it, knocks it back for the lively Ricks. On to Jones. David May going in to win the ball. That's a good challenge from David May. Conceded a throw-in on that far side, but he's looking better with every game.
Yeah, I think he's getting his match fitness back. Like you say, he trained with Rangers pre-season, but hadn't done any training for a couple of weeks, I think it was, when he signed for us, and he'll be pleased with his performance this afternoon again.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. He's had a solid game, but Burnley got defending to do. The ball's down that left-hand side. Glen Little battling back to win it. Dinks the ball forward for Blake. Oh, Blake's headed that beyond. West, chance here perhaps for Jones. Puts the ball in. Branch hooks it away. He appeals for a penalty as Ashton goes to the floor. Quite know what that's about, but anyway, Stephen Wright's got the ball now for Crewe. Looks to put a cross in again. So that's beyond everybody, and that will go behind for a goal kick. one or two people suggesting the penalty was harsh anyway, but it did seem to bounce up awkwardly in it. Ashton on the arm.
Yeah, I think Ashton was going for his own penalty there. I think whether they tripped him over his shoelace or what, but he adamant he'd been taken out in the box. But whether it's harsh or not, we're sat up here, and I don't quite see how the Crewe fans can think it's harsh. They're sat even further away than we are.
But we didn't take advantage, unfortunately, and Little missed a chance to make it 2-0 as well. Burnley have had the chances in this second half. We said against Wigan, you've got to take your chances. Burnley throwing just in front of us. Burnley 1, Crewe 0. Camara thinks about throwing it back to his keeper, but he's not happy to do it. He's going to throw it forward now to Chadwick. Chadwick trying to just take it under control. Ashton was closely on him. He's beaten 2 men. Beats a lovely ball down that right-hand side for Glen Little. Goes again, does Chadwick. Back inside though here for Robbie Blake. Might fancy a dip perhaps in there, but feeds Little back again. Ball in from Little, sort of beyond everybody. Headed away in the end by A.D. Moses. Stephen Wright at right back collects. Back from Kenny Lunt for Wright. Wright will try and just lay this forward. Chaplow will go to him. It's a ball down the line for Ashton, up against Branch. Good control from Ashton. Branch intervenes, concedes a throw-in. It's 1-0 here then to Burnley. The game livened up at the start of the second half. Unfortunately, struggling with injuries. No Ian Moore had to go off after 22 minutes, but this is Crewe on the counter-attack with Ashton. Fancy a shot here, right-footed, got deflected. Comfortable take in the end for the Beast. Burnley continue to lead by a goal to 0. Still persevering with 5 in midfield. Blake sort of heading that in a diamond formation. Kick forward from Jensen, looking for Little down that right-hand side. Can't win the header against David Vaughan. The loose ball falls for Ben Ricks. Ricks back to Foster. Foster with the ball forward, looking for Jones. Maying a bit strongly there. Just barged his man over. It's a free kick to the grey of Crewe. A little bit quieter in the ground. Quickly taken. Vaughan back to Ricks. Ricks inside now here for Brammer. He's gone forward looking for Cochrane. He's got there though. Flicked it on. Oh, it's a chance here for Jones. Just got away from Branch for the moment. What a tackle from Graham Branch. He got back ever so well. Concedes a corner. But what a tackle in the box.
Yeah, it shows he's becoming a real centre out there. Good challenge from behind as well. He really had to make sure he got the ball, and it's as though the strike was clear there.
They've got men up here. Burnley going to have to be careful. Just left Robbie Blake up for the moment. It's taken short. It's going to get it back here is Ben Ricks. He looked to put a cross in here. It's lower this time. Alan Moore the first to it. It's a good ball out of defence from Alan Moore. Blake with a nice layoff for Chaplow. Blake's gone again. Chaplow needs to try and find him down that right-hand side. Who's having his shirt tucked. Gives it to Blake. Who wasn't the best of balls, but Blake skipped past Cochrane. Edge of the area. Tries to get it back inside for Alan Moore. Alan Moore's first touch let him down there. It's disappointing from Alan Moore. He was looking to take a first touch and then crack it, and it all fell apart really.
Yeah, it's unfortunate really for Alan Moore. He did ever so well, got into the position. His first touch let him down.
And they still got the ball. Here's West for Little. Back to West. West puts a cross in looking for Alan Moore. It will be cleared though here by Ben Ricks up against Robbie Blake. One ball forward from him. May will win it. Lays it off for Glen Little. Good football from Burnley again out of defence. That's been impressive today. Chip in from Dean West. Will Chaplow get there? He does do. Can't keep it in play though. Goes to the floor. And the 2 appeals just behind the goal. I don't think we're going to get a second award.
Yeah, I think it'd have to be real clear cut if we were. I don't think we're going to get another half-chance penalty like the people are suggesting the first one was. But again, like you say, good play bringing the ball out of defence, Burnley.
Yeah, a couple of times there. We impressed, particularly a ball from Alan Moore from the corner that found Robbie Blake. But Crewe have got the ball now. And they've just gone back into the shell for the moment. Burnley leading by a goal to 0. Remember, 4 points separated these two sides before kick-off. Good header from Branch, got there ahead of Ashton, heads it out for a throw-in. Crewe throwing, almost level with the Burnley penalty area. We've played 19 minutes of this second half. Burnley 1, Crewe 0. Richard Chaplow with the goal in 52 minutes. Throwing taken by Crewe. Here's Cochrane. Will look to try and feed Stephen Wright. Chaplow battling back to win it. Helps Chadwick. Chadwick will have a look up. He's got Little available. He uses Little. West trying to get forward on the overlap. It's left for West. Burnley have got numbers here. It's almost 4 on 4. West will look to put across towards the back stick towards Alan Moore. Moses will win the header. That's where we missed the big man at the back post, and Crewe come away with the ball. Here's Lunt. Lunt inside for Cochrane. Cochrane back to Wright. Alan Moore just trying to chase across the line. Forward towards Ashton. It's a nice layoff. The ball forward from Lunt. Stephen Jones looked offside anyway, but it's gone through to Brian Jensen. Burnley leading by a goal to 0. Just left one or two spirits if we can hold on to this one. Long ball forward. Alan Moore's offside. Right idea, but a yard or two offside.
Yeah, it's quite tidy that he's would run forward, but I think the line has probably got it right. It's about level with the defence there, the liner, and he's done well. But we seem to be pretty comfortable at the moment. Let's just hope we don't take his foot off the gas.
Yeah, touching wood. Let's hope so. Dario Gradi's just come to the edge of the technical area just to try and change things perhaps a little bit for them, and that's gone down this right-hand side for Stephen Wright. Plays in white boots, knocks it forward for Lunt. It's a good layoff for Cochrane. Cochrane forward. That's a good interception from Tony Grant again. He's worked hard in midfield. Camara's though lost possession here. Jones has just shipped it on to Ashton, and Jones has got to get in the middle. Real chance here. He's hit the post. Burnley got away with that. A real let-off. Ball across from Ashton to Jones. He should have scored perhaps. Dragged it onto the post. A real let-off.
Yeah, like you said, really should have scored, but any near inside the post, I think Jensen might have just got a hand to that, but like you say, I think more Camara just trying to play a little too much football again coming out of defence there. He's took it past his one man. Don't go again, just hoof it upfield and get back in your position, because he's well in field there, and like you say, another let off for Burnley.
Yeah, we just survived that one. Too much football perhaps at the back there, and Burnley have got defending to do here. It could have been 1-1 if Stephen Jones had converted, but they're on the attack again. Chadwick in strongly to try and win that ball. Camara up against Ashton, dangerous Ashton, half cleared by Grant. Here's Wright, puts a cross in. Branch needs to win the header, heads it away. Burnley need to win the next ball. Just about managed to do that with Chadwick. Playing in the sunshine now. Chadwick looking to beat too many men. Hits it against the attacker. Cleared by Camara. Looking for Alan Moore. He can't win the ball in the air. That's a problem at the moment for Burnley. But here's Chadwick to pick up the loose ball. Blake has to stretch to reach it. Grant helps him out. That's a good ball forward. Stabs it forward for West. West has got Little with him. Little just holding on to it. Looking to just try and create something on that far side. He's got West on the overlap. Hits it against Ricks. And that'll be a throwing to Burnley. Claret's leading by a goal to 0. Long throwing, looking for Alan Moore, just trying to get off his marker. Can't manage it. He's conceded a throwing deep in the Crewe half. Burnley leading by a goal to 0. Remember, we're at Stoke City next Saturday. Again, we've done well in the past there. 1-1 last year with a corker from Dean West. But we've got possession here with Grant. He feeds Blake. Oh, Blake tried to ship it on immediately for Glen Little. Intercepted by Vaughan. Ball forward from him for Jones. Chaplow just nibbling away at his legs. Gets the ball. That's Blake down this side, left-hand side for Chadwick. And there goes Camara bombing down on the overlap. Collects it. He's up against Stephen Wright now. Puts a cross in, but it's hit Stephen Wright. Chadwick should pick up the loose ball. He's got Blake with him and Tony Grant. Grant's got a man on him. Needs to get rid of it quickly here. Got caught in possession by Ashton. Perhaps didn't get the call. And away come Crewe again to the very lively Kenny Lunt. Had a little show with Michael Owen, so he must have been a very good young player. It's gone down the left-hand side for Ben Ricks. Almost on the halfway line. Back with Vaughan. Crewe looking up. They've got Stephen Wright available down this right-hand side, but that's a woeful ball that Jensen will be able to pick up. With just over 20 minutes left to play. We'd be a lot more comfortable if we'd have taken another one of those chances.
Yeah, exactly. Like you say, just put a bit of daylight between ourselves and Crewe if you get that second. But like you say, hopefully we've weathered the storm now. They've had a couple of chances last few minutes, and hopefully now we can be doing the pressing again.
That ball forward, looking for Little. Knocks it back towards Chaplow. Chaplow's done well. Got there ahead of the defender. Got to say, Richard Chaplow's done well coming forward today.
Yeah, he's come back into the side, and he wanted to keep hold of that midfield spot, and he's been super this afternoon.
He's worked really, really hard as Richard Chaplow. We've got a trainer on here. There's a problem. I think Aidy Moses might have to come off here. I don't know if he's picked up a cut to the leg. The physio just helping him off, so I think that might be the end for Aidy Moses. On the bench, they've got Bancoli, reserve keeper Sorvell, Walker, McCready and Smart. I would imagine Walker would normally come on. He's pulled hamstring, I think. He's just feeling the back of his leg, and that's the end of the game for him. In these situations, we always seem to wait for the sub to come on. Looks like they're going to bring Neil Solver on as well. McCready is the man to replace Adi Moses. McCready on for Moses. I don't think that other substitution is just going to be made for the moment. Burnley have got a throwing, almost level with the Crewe penalty area. Back towards Little. Bit of time for West. Tries to stab it forward. Will Little pick up the loose ball here? Chaplow went to the floor for some reason there. It will eventually be cleared by Crewe. They're playing a lot of football at the back as well here. Eventually cleared by Foster. Grant refers to it. Heads it forward. Chaplow can't get control of it there. West went in, but here's May to pick up the loose ball. Good ball down the line from him. Can Alan Moore keep it in play? He can. Amazing situation. Does too. Gets it back to Chaplow. Chaplow looking to put a cross in. That's a disappointing one. He looks annoyed with himself behind the goal. But applause all around the ground. The lads have put in a lot of effort today.
Yeah, they certainly have. I mean, this is probably the best performance we've had at home. We lost to Palace, lost to Wigan. Disappointing start to the home campaign, and I think it was important today that they did put in a good performance.
Yeah, it's Justin Cochrane, the man to come off for Neil Savell. Former Macclesfield player, figured a lot last season, plays in centre midfield. So it's a straight swap. That's a poor kick though from Clayton Ince. Chadwick first to it, heads it back to Camara. Camara will knock it back to his keeper. Long clearance hopefully from Jensen. Here it is. He's got some distance on it, looking for Alan Moore. Can't win the header. Robbie Blake first to it. Gets to the second ball as well. He's got options inside. Might just try and get beyond the defence here. He's going to get crowded out if he's not careful. He sort of stabbed it forward for Chadwick, almost by the byline. Camara trying to support. Blake picks it up, corner of the box. He's got men round him. He's going to be careful. Gives it back to Camara. Camara will use Grant. Grant's not got a lot of options here, but plays a glorious ball to try and get Little in. Little can't just keep it in play, and that's gone behind for a goal kick. But Grant's got the range at the moment, just a bit unlucky with that ball, and he's playing well.
Yeah, he's certainly he's always had the eye, and he's passed in the past a bit disappointed, but today he seems to be picking players out with those balls. Just the second half when he released Glen Little, and again then, like I say, Little unlucky, Little couldn't latch onto that.
Wins the header from the goal kick, but it's going to come to nothing because McCready just manages to win the ball. It's going to fall here for Dean West. Ball forward immediately from him. And McCready the first to it once more. Gives it back to Stephen Wright. It's footballing fullback. Gives it back to Lunt. Just trying to knock it forward. Long ball. Trying to pick out Stephen Jones, and that will go out of play on that far side. Throwing to Burnley. Dean West, it's gone out for a throwing. Crewe take it. But Ricks gives it away to Glen Little. Little trying to get on a run here. The defender forced to the floor. Nearly had an opportunity to get past Foster there. He's hit it against the defender. Won't win a throwing or a corner there because Foster just stops it in the quadrant. Cleared eventually. Looking for Jones. Jones trying to flick it on for Ashton. This could be an opportunity for Crewe to break, but Branch almost picked his pocket there to get the ball back. Chaplow gives it away though to Solvell. Solvell to Ricks. Burnley got to be careful here. Jones is trying to peel away to get in a good position. The ball's found its way to him down that left-hand side. West needs to go and close him down there. Might look to try and get a cross in. He's got Vaughan with him. Vaughan trying to get past Blake, but Little in there just to help his teammate out. Hooks the ball away. Another chase for Alan Moore. Can't get there. Ricks will collect this. Knocks it back to McCready. McCready immediately on here to Solvell. Solvell playing football now at Crewe. On to Brammer. Brammer on to Wright. Burnley need to be careful here. Ashton trying to peel off to the back post. Cross in. May will win it. Heads it away. But still it could come back with interest. Wright trying to hit it against Camara. Camara's done well. He's throw it. Good decision from the linesman. Good work from Mo Camara.
Yeah, good challenge. Just knocks the ball off the Crewe right back there, and wins the throw-in, and he's looked quite impressive apart from one or two slips at the back.
Yeah, he has. He's super coming forward. He really impressed everybody at Gillingham. Alan Moore takes that throwing on his chest, tries to hook the ball inside. Got called after he delivered, but the referee happy enough. Vaughan has got it. Gets past Blake comfortably. Might have a run here at Little. Puts the ball in towards Jones. Oh, he's just about managed to turn his man. Camara back in there to help out. Branch with the header away. It's getting a bit nervy at the back for Burnley. Ball forward from Savell. It's a comfortable take for the beast, Brian Jensen. And he rolls it out immediately for Glen Little. 3-3 it was here last time. 2 goals that day from Andy Payton. That's Chadwick just helping it on for Chaplow. Chaplow up against Stephen Wright. Just slipped, unfortunately, to the Accrington lad. And that gave Stephen Wright the ball. Coming away with it now with Lunt. Ball forward. May got the shout from Jensen. He comes and collects. Dean Ashton not happy with the ball. Jensen takes it comfortably. Puts it on the floor. Is able to clear it off the floor. We're inside the last quarter of an hour. Burnley leading by a goal to 0. Remember, with Adam, home win all season. Alan Moore won that header. One or two queries whether that ball went out of play, but knocked square to Stephen Foster. Foster on to Vaughan. Crewe playing with some urgency now, trying to get forward. Savell sitting in front of the back four, knocks it forward to Lunt. Lunt to Brammer. Brammer just turns back inside the centre circle. Ball forward for Ricks. Too fancy from Ricks. Tony Grant able to collect. Holds off the challenge superbly. Has a look at. Finds Glen Little. Little just knocks it forward to Blake. Goes again, does Glen Little. That's good play from Burnley. West the furthest man forward here, and he collects it. It's on it on his left foot though, unfortunately. Has to take it back to Grant. Grant chips it forward for Glen Little. Great ball. Little tries a fancy turn. Puts out a play for a throw-in. Yeah, we look a bit nervous at the back. I know it's only 1-0. We've got to really concentrate.
Yeah, we certainly have, and we certainly look very comfortable going forward. But as long as we can keep weathering this storm, then I think we'll probably just be about all right.
The Crewe are looking to counter-attack here with Dean Ashton on his right foot. Burnley looking to try and nick it off him, but it's going to come back in again towards Jones. He stretched full length, couldn't convert, and it's gone behind for a goal kick. Well, he was at full stretch. Steve Jones has been a bit wasteful in front of goal.
Both strikes, I feel, certainly first half, Ashton screwed a couple of shots wide, and like you say, he's hit the post as Steve Jones, and he's missed that effort, and bit of a disappointing day for the lad.
Yeah, we've got another substitution here. Ricks has come off, Ben Ricks, and he has been replaced, I assume, by Alan Smart, who's a forward. Alan Smart's come up, played in the Premiership for Watford. We've got 13 minutes for him to impress. They've gone really almost with 3 up now. That ball from Grant finds Alan Moore down this left-hand side. He felled it, Alan Moore, unfortunately. He gave Stephen Wright an easy option, and pushes him. Cleared eventually by McCready. Camara trying to get underneath it. First challenge from Alan Smart, and he wins the ball. Here's Kenny Lunt. Looks to find Stephen Jones. He's playing wide left now. The 2 up front. Jones tries to get past West, but West done well. Wins the ball. That's all he can be asked to do in that situation. Robbie Blake feeds it forward for Alan Moore. Chadwick's gone up on his own for the moment. Blake needs to win this ball. Runs into his man. I thought that was a foul, but the referee had none of it. And it's Crewe with the ball again. Bang on the halfway line. Hook forward. Work here for Camara against Stephen Wright. Wright will fancy this, but Camara got to it first. Forward towards Chadwick. Playing up front on his own now for the moment is Chadwick. Alan Moore's gone down this left-hand side. That's gone beyond Camara. It's not kept in play. And that's a throw-in to Burnley. Looks like Crewe are going for it now with Alan Smart coming on.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try and play 3 up front as often as they can. 4-4-3-3 now. I think Crewe, so Branch and his fellow defenders are going to have to be on the lookout.
Yeah, it's almost with Camara coming inside, I think, in these situations to try and just act as another central defender, but so far so good. Chaplow, the goal scorer, feeds Blake. Blake down that right-hand side for Little. Little just tried to knock it forward for Chaplow. He's worked ever so hard today as Richard Chaplow. He's got the ball again. Applause from the 3 sides of the Burnley fans, but giving it away this occasion. Back to Foster, fast to his keeper. Poor clearance, but it has made its way down to Kenny Lunt down this right-hand side. Alan Moore getting back just to try and provide support. It's gone inside for Brammer. Brammer onto Sorvell. Burnley've got defending to do here. Brammer almost on the halfway line. Skips past Tony Grant. He's got Vaughan available. Uses him. Burnley've got some work to do in these final 11 minutes or so. Vaughan knocks it on to Stephen Jones, almost operating as a left winger now. He's got past West. Little trying to provide cover, but Jones will try and get across in here. Little's done ever so well. Hasn't won the throwing. It'll be a Crewe throwing 10 yards from the corner flag, deep in the Burnley half, taken quickly. Burnley've got work again to do here. Look to try and get this inside. There's an infringement here. It's Chaplow that's caught his man. It'd be a shame if we had to have a booking at this stage. It looks like Richard Chaplow is going in the book.
Yeah, like you see, he's we had a bad challenge all game. I don't think we've had many fouls in this match, and he's going in the book now. He's the young lad.
Yeah, I think the referee's gone so far without a booking. It was very, very enticing to get to 90 minutes without booking anybody. But it's Richard Chaplow, the only goal scorer that's gone in the book. Burnley have got some defending to do here. They've got some big men, and they've all come forward for this one. It's gone towards the back stick. Jensen comes and collects. That's what we want the keeper to do. He made his mark, went and collected it, and it's a glorious kick out for Chadwick. Stephen Wright just getting there ahead of him. Knocks it square for Savell. Savell going to look up, seeing what's available. They've got 3 up, remember, of Crewe at the moment. But he's sliced that clearance. It'll be a Burnley throwing. Welcome respite for Burnley. We're inside the last 10. It's Burnley 1, Crewe 0. It's come forward towards Blake. Blake back for Camara. Camara does win to win the ball against Lunt, but Blake just stopped off, waited for the ball to come to him, and Crewe have got it. It's gone down the left-hand side with Vaughan. Burnley have got to defend well here. It's gone forward immediately, looking for Smart. Jensen comes, volleys it away. There's an offside flag anyway. I was a bit worried there, but you'd spotted the offside flag.
Yeah, it's not a bad volley from Jensen, but it's hard in mouth down when he comes rushing to the edge of his box when he's already got 2 defenders there. Thankfully, though, offside for the Crewe front men.
Yeah, the linesman had his flag up. No problem at all in the end. Burnley leading by a goal to 0. Hard-working game. They've done well of the lads today. They've really battled. It's gone on that far side for a Burnley throwing. Team West ready to take it, just in front of the Crewe coaching staff, but Vaughan was the quickest one to it. He's hooked the ball forward. Ashton attacks the ball ahead of Branch, but Branch just trying to stay with him, nick it off him. Ashton's come back inside, uses another colleague just on that left-hand side. That's another good tackle from Tony Glen. He concedes the throwing. It's what, 5 yards, 10 yards from the corner flag, so it's deep in the Burnley half. Everybody back for the Clarets. Back with Vaughan now. He'll try and just get it on his left foot and perhaps get across him. Blake trying to stop him doing that. Crosses it right-footed into the chest of Brian Jensen. Dean Ashton's not happy with that again. Immediate clearance from Jensen. I'd want the keeper tying onto it for a while there, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think Camara and Branch just telling him that, just keep hold of it. You've got, what, 8 seconds. Use as many of them as you can and just let them push up him and out for a bit.
Yeah, it was Brian Jensen's 50th league appearance at Gillingham. It's his 5th now for Burnley, so 51 in total. Branch just wins that ball. Alan Moore will knock it back to his keeper, Brian Jensen. Burnley just hanging on a touch here. Had a good spell at the start of the second half. Glen Little really should have made it 2-0. Put through by Robbie Blake. Fired that over the bar, and then Robbie Blake had a chance himself to make it 2-0. But the penalty was comfortably saved by Clayton Ince. Burnley got a free kick there, taken quickly by Chadwick. Here's Robbie Blake with a shot. Hits it against his own man, I think, in the end. It balloons away down this left-hand side for Stephen Wright. Ball forward from him, looking for Ashton. Ashton looking to flick it on. Oh, I thought there was an offside there. Got away with it, and Ashton's trying to make progress down this right-hand side. There's men in the middle. Alan Smart's trying to get forward. Burnley need to mark here. Ashton will look to get a cross in. David May's held him up for the moment. Puts a cross in. It's Dean West with a header away. But not fully clear. Burnley backing to try and win the next ball. Here's Neil Savell. Uses Stephen Wright. Right down this right-hand side for Kenny Lunt. Puts a ball in left-footed. Ashton wins it. Tries to help it on here. Chance. It's come across the box. Evades everybody, thankfully. And Glen Little will be able to clear the lines. We've had 1 or 2 scares, and that was another.
I think even then we were comfortable. Dean West knew how to go in. He had a look behind, just a quick step over from West here.
Oh, it's a great ball forward, trying to pick out Chadwick, but the keeper's out to the edge of his area. He handled it. Surely he handled that outside his area. He took the ball out of his area. The linesman wasn't alert enough on that far side. Well, it looked like he took it out of his area to me.
Certainly did. He ran a good yard out, and everyone shouted, and neither referee or the line spotted it.
Absolutely certain Clayton Ince took the ball out of his area there. I don't want to see people sent off, but a deliberate handball's a red card. Missed that, the officials. Cleared by David May. Burnley hanging on a bit here. Stephen Foster's miscued that clearance. Chadwick's trying to win the next ball. They almost sandwiched Luke Chadwick. It's going to be Foster to collect it. Tries to knock it back to his keeper, Clayton Ince. A few boos for the Trinidad and Tobago lad. He's lucky to still be on the pitch, perhaps. Header from Blake. Grant knocks it forward. Little won't get on the end of this. David Vaughan will. He feeds Stephen Jones. These are going to be nervy minutes for Burnley. We're almost inside the last 5. Stephen Jones on his right foot has a shot. That's high and wide. It'll be comfortable for Brian Jensen. He'll take his time, I imagine, with this goal kick. Richard Chaplow has gone to the floor. The referee said, well, if you want treatment, you'll have to go off. Chaplow's going to be okay. Bit of cramp, perhaps. He's battling on. He's the goal scorer on 52 minutes. Burnley leading by a goal to 0. Every point's going to be vital this season. Jensen with the goal kick. Down the middle, looking for Chadwick. Can't win the header, though. Might fall for Tony Grant, my man of the match. And as I say that, that's a poor ball forward into no man's land. Clayton Ince just about keeps it in. He's looking to get on with it. A few boos for him because he clearly handled it outside his area just a minute or two before. And really the linesman did a poor job on that far side. Ince got away with that. He was the hero when he saved the penalty. But he was very lucky to get away with that offence. Here's Glen Little, almost by that right-hand touchline. Knocks the ball forward. An offside flag against Luke Chadwick. He's not happy. Vents his frustration to the assistant. We're about to see a sub, I think. Andrew's watching the bench carefully. I think it's going to be Gnohéré to come on in a moment. But Burnley got to get the ball out of play for that to happen. Work for Camara here on his left side. Clears it against Stephen Wright. It's not a proper clearance. Here's Dean Ashton. Crewe desperate to get something out of the game. Burnley desperate to hang on to it. The ball's gone inside here now. Ball forward, but that's too hard. They'll go behind for a goal kick. And again, some respite for Burnley. A chance to just get their shape back. And there is going to be a substitution. Gnohéré is about to come on. See who replaces. Replaces Richard Chaplow, just struggling with a bit of cramp, the goal scorer. And he gets a standing ovation. And I'm sure he'll be very pleased with that. He's had a great game.
He has. He's had a fantastic game. And he's certainly pushing Tony Grant off for the man of the match after like I say, standing ovation from all 3 Burnley sides.
Great game for Richard Chaplow. He's come of age today. Not quite sure when Gnohéré will play. He's gone into midfield, actually. New role for Gnohéré. You fancy him up front, don't you?
Yeah, it might sound a bit mad, but I think it would have said branch and centre-back a couple of minutes ago. People have looked at us strange. You can always try him if you've got that. He's a fairly big lad. If you've got him on the bench, you might as well just give him a stint up front, see what he does. You never know what you're going to find.
Granty's got the man of the match. It must have been close between him and Richard Chaplow, but Granty's got the award. Here's Glen Little. Just tries to feed Gnohéré. Gnohéré's chasing it, but Clayton Ince gets there ahead of him. Just watch him as he comes into the area. Yeah, he's being more careful this time, I think. And kicks it right-footed down the middle. Lunt to it first, bounces off his knee, gives Alan Moore a chance, gets it back for Camara. Camara launches it forward. Chadwick will chase. Foster looks like he's getting to it first. Heads it back to Clayton Ince. Again, just watch it, just right on the edge of the area as he clears it, right-footed. Camara can't get there ahead of Ashton. Branch to it first, needs to clear it. Under pressure from the attacker. It's bounced off Stephen Wright, so Burnley will get the ball again with Alan Moore. Chance for Burnley here to get forward. It's used with Glen Little. Just on the halfway line, just knocks it forward for Blake. Good play from Burnley. Got to keep the ball in these situations, I guess. Back to Blake again. Little trying to create space. Chadwick plays a quick 1-2 with Blake. Will he keep the ball down that right-hand side? He has just about. It's almost by the corner flag. Takes it to the corner flag. Burnley happy with a 1-0, I guess. And Blake's just trying to take time up here. There's an infringement. Another Burnley got here. A throw-in right by the corner flag. It's not pretty to see, but when you're 1 up, no alternative.
You don't really care, like you say, if you're 1 up, just keep it in that corner. And
the referee's going to, he's going to take a name here because the ball was thrown back in anger, I think by Brammer, and he's gone in the book.
Examples of catching, really, that?
No, it wasn't. He threw it back at Robbie Blake. As much as say you're wasting time, get on with it. It's a shame for the referee because he's had to take a couple of names late on in a game that's been played in the very, very best spirit. We shouldn't have much time added on, but we've got a minute left to play by my watch. Burnley leading by a goal to 0. Richard Chaplow on 52 minutes with the goal. David Vaughan gets the ball quickly. Burnley have got to keep Crewe pen back now in their own half. It's gone square for Foster. He'll be able to clear this long now. They've got 3 up. and they're looking to just try and get something out of the game late on. Long ball, Camara should be to it first. He made a mess of the clearance, but did get there. Finds Alan Moore. Alan Moore inside for the man of the match, Tony Grant. Grant on for Little. Burnley need to keep hold of the ball here. Looks to try and feed Arthur. Couldn't quite get there. The defender knew about it though. He did stretch to try and reach it. Arthur's up front, I think, at the moment. Fancies it. Not back to West. West back to May. May will try and just knock this forward. He has done. He's found Little. Oh, that didn't look offside. I think Robbie Blake was down this left-hand side. He wasn't interfering with play, but it's a free kick for Crewe. Just, what, 10 yards inside their own half.
I think he's stolen about 5 yards as well there.
Yes.
Just watched it with a bit of breath now as the fourth official.
3 minutes. Where do those 3 minutes come from? All the times we say not enough played on, and we've got 3 minutes here. So Burnley have got some work to do. Stephen Jones down that left-hand side looks to get it back inside. It's on the edge of the Burnley area, crossing, but that's a poor effort, and that's a goal kick for Burnley. I'm not sure we've got 3 minutes over the time.
No, we're always complaining we don't get enough, and these fourth officials decided that he'll give it his all now. But I don't think, say a minute, 2 minutes, maybe, but 3 minutes does seem a lot of time.
Yeah, I was hoping for a minute perhaps, but perhaps 2 at the worst. And he's given us 3 minutes to defend here. Little just flicks that on, but he's nodded it out of play for a Crewe throw-in. I make it, we have just over 2 minutes to play this time at home. Burnley leading by a goal to 0. It's not been pretty at times, but we had a really good spell at the start of the second half. Chaplow scored. Little should have made it 2-0, and then Robbie Blake had that penalty saved. Gnohéré trying to get underneath this, battling to win it. He does well. Here's Alan Moore. Alan Moore for Grant. Grant for Blake. Blake just trying to hang on to it there. He knew Chadwick was offside. Lost possession. Burnley trying to win it back with Branch. Branch with the ball forward for Chadwick. It's a glorious ball. Chadwick chasing. The defender's going to get there ahead of him, perhaps. He's got to make the clearance, though. He's by the corner flag. He elects to give it back to his keeper. The keeper under pressure from Gnohéré. But it's going to be cleared eventually by Vaughan. Blake trying to just put him under pressure. Vaughan comes away with it. Tries to knock it against Glen Little, wins himself a throw-in. We're right at the death here. I make it less than 90 seconds to play. Ball inside, flicked on. Work for Camara. He's not cleared it. A chance here perhaps for Crewe at the death. Shot well wide of the target by the disappointing Dean Ashton. He really made a mess of that. Well wide of the goal. Burnley got a goal kick. Just about deserved it, haven't we? I think if we can hang on here.
Yeah, I think to be fair we have, and just having a bit of an altercation between Branch and Camara there. They're having a quick word, and I think Branch thought he put him under unnecessary pressure there.
Cracking atmosphere in the James Hargreaves stand. We're inside the last minute. Header won by Foster. Gnohéré first to the loose ball. Can't keep possession. It's Stephen Wright. Hooks the ball forward. Branch needs to get on the end of this. He needs to clear it into the stand, into us. And he has done. Good work from Graham Branch. But it's a throw in to Crewe. We can't have long left. I'll make it perhaps 30 seconds. Referee Graham Laws has a look around. He hasn't checked with his assistants yet. Stephen Wright's got a long throw and he'll look to propel it into the area. Burnley just kept Chadwick up at the moment. Long throw from Stephen Wright. Jensen comes for it. Punches. Not fully clear. Alan Moore trying to win the next ball. It's hooked back in there. Burnley needs to head it away. David May does. Gnohéré battling to try and win the next ball. We're right at the death here. Come on, Burnley. Wright puts a cross in. Branch just flicks it on, in fact. Burnley need to clear the decks here, and Glen Little does, and he finds Robbie Blake with it. Chadwick's down the middle if Blake can find him. Just hanging on to the ball at the moment. Feeds Glen Little. Burnley coming out of defence now. Here's Glen Little with it. Inside the Crewe half. That's the final whistle. Burnley won it by a goal to 0. Good effort in the end. Just about deserve it, Andrew.
Yeah, just about deserve it, yeah. I think good performance today. Got a bit scrappy towards them, but you don't really care, like you say, when you're 1-0 up. And fantastic effort from the lads, and these fans will go home happy.
Well, it was Richard Chaplow that got the goal on 52 minutes. Crossing from Dean West. Good dummy from Alan Moore. Richard Chaplow hit it home very sweetly, right-footed, beyond Clayton Ince. Burnley 1, Crewe 0. We had chances to add to that. A couple of minutes later, great ball from Robbie Blake. He put Glen Little through, one-on-one with the keeper. He skied the shot over the bar. Even better chance 2 minutes later. Dean Ashton handled in the area, penalty given, and there was Robbie Blake, but he hit it, I'm afraid, too near to Clayton Ince. Good save diving to his right-hand side. It kept Crewe in the game. There were chances after that. Stephen Jones hit the post for the visitors. You'll hear the ovation as the players go off. A great effort from the Clarets this afternoon. They've got 3 points. They've won their first game at home this season. Burnley have won it by a goal to nil. Richard Chaplow with the goal. We'll see you next Saturday at Stoke, but we'll leave you with the news that Burnley have won this by a goal to nil. Richard Chaplow with his first league goal for Burnley. We'll see you soon.